All right, Chris, so I'm going to go over this really quick because it's going to need visuals to go along with what you're talking about and what needs to happen here. Here's the situation we're running into. This map from 2006 by Albert Rand was not recorded. So it actually holds absolutely no bearing on anybody except Albert. And honestly, there's a 4-year statute of limitations, so it's exceeded that. This is the plat of record. As you can see, the plat of record has you being 132 feet deep here, and then approximately 250, maybe 300 feet total depth along this side. Now, there is a significant difference between what Albert claims and what this was. Now, this is the survey that you sent me last. This is the reason why we held to the pin we held to. Now, let me give you a little background in shagbark. First off, the plats that are of record are crap. Unfortunately, they are what we have to go by because they're the only things that exist. The next issue is that it's pretty much a first-come, first-served basis in that case. Well, the lot above us, lot 10, has claimed only this depth, but they claimed this pin. This pin coincides with, let me go over here really quick. This pin. So when we look at this and we go and we look at the two different pins that we have in place, we have a pin here and there's also a pin right about here. That coincides with this pin and this pin, these two founds. Now they claim to this corner. I originally had drawn to this corner. However, I am not going to start a fight in Sky Harbor or Shagbark. It is horrible property. He used whatever they used to determine that this pin, and this pin align with what's supposed to be here, and they only claimed the depth that they did. Now, when we go back over here and we look at Albert Rand's survey, Albert's got 281 feet deep from this point to this point. Shagbark, on the other hand, has 132 feet. While we're on that subject, this is claiming 132 feet from here to center. The survey that you got is 113 feet plus another 8, so 120 something feet plus the extension to center. So this guy's corner here seems to coincide with the, and I'm air quoting here, the correct survey based on Jimmy Hatcher from 1972. Okay, why did I hold to the corners I did? Why do you not have the length of road frontage you think you should have? Albert Rand's was not recorded. Everything else has been changed since then. The roads have been paved, things have been different, different surveyors have been in there, different things have been monumented. Now, the only reason why I even held to Albert Rand's survey was that he also did the lot below you. That's this section right here. That's lots 12, 13, and 14. He recorded this. He referenced this as being the property line. He says he found a pin here, found a pin here, and found a pin here. So he claims he found all of this. This lot and this setup is built from this road right out here, which is North Clear Fork. This setup and this position is built off of here, off of Sunset Road. The distance that we have from here at Sunset Road to here at North Clear Fork is longer, which is a fluke for Shagbark, but it's further than it's supposed to be. But because these three lots, and apparently this lot, built themselves off of this road, that's why I justified holding on to the depth that Albert Rand had originally done. So when we look back at your survey that I've got for you, you have 1.63 acres. However, that's what you've got there. But if you look at this, it's only supposed to be like 1.22 acres, and it's actually should be less than that if you calculate it correctly. Now, we have other issues in there. We have a lot of issues. We have overlaps. We have things running all different directions. So the reality of it is, this is what I'm comfortable with surveying. This is what I'm willing to accept. This is what I feel is going to create the least amount of problems with everybody involved. We have an existing monument here. We have an existing monument here, 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 and here. We were not able to get to these. They've pushed and cut and destroyed a lot of area in this area. And it was wet, steep, and nasty, and we could not get to them. Albert does call for them. That's what these notes refer to. So that's why we actually held the depth that he held to. We held this line because this survey has already called to this corner. We were positively able to identify that corner as the one being used in this property by this property. Had I not had that copy of the survey, I probably would have came over here to that other corner. The downfall to that is, though, that would also create the issue of then you have a potential encroachment or overlap between the two different surveys. And that means that in the long run, you end up with a cloud on your property, makes it difficult to sell. Now, whether or not this affects your ability to build what you want to build, I don't know. But this is what I'm willing to go with. This is where it's going. This is what I can do. I don't know that any other explanation is going to do a whole lot of good. There is way too much information on shagbark to even try to figure out. If you want to get a general idea of how much work I've done up in that area to say that I know what I'm talking about, all that yellow, all these yellow are all property corners I have shot or roads I have located and worked from. So we know what we're talking about. This is where it's going to be. That's what I'm going to hold to. If you want to try to hold to the 2006 survey, contact Albert Rand or try to. I think he went back to Massachusetts or Boston or that area about 2008. So you're going to be hard pressed to find him, but you're welcome to call him and see if he's willing to come back down to Tennessee to support it. Otherwise, whether or not I'm recording this survey probably today, so we will have a copy of this survey of record so that we don't have the issues that have been running from the lack of Albert Rand recording it. Hope that answers your questions.